Spend just a few minutes browsing through any Nikon forum today, and one name keeps surfacing with almost eerie regularity: the Nikon Z90. For some enthusiasts, it represents the long-awaited mirrorless successor to the legendary D500, a camera that could reinvigorate Nikon's DX lineup with professional-grade performance. For others, it's merely another rumor, destined to fade quietly into the background of unfulfilled expectations. Among Nikon followers who monitor leaks, patents, and industry chatter a little too closely, opinions remain split. On one hand, speculation should never dictate your purchasing decisions. On the other, the very thought of a flagship DX body from Nikon stirs excitement, particularly for those who recently invested in cameras like the Z52, ZFC, or even a Z8. These shooters may feel a twinge of FOMO at the mere prospect of the Nikon Z90 hitting the market. On paper, the rumored specifications of the Nikon Z90 are striking and clearly designed to capture attention. Most leaks align on a few core points: a 33-megapixel APS-C sensor, Nikon's X-Speed 7 processor, and autofocus technology derived from the Z9. Put together, these features sketch a picture of a high-density, high-speed crop sensor camera built for photographers who prioritize reach, burst shooting, and intelligent subject tracking over shallow depth of field experimentation. The speculation surrounding autofocus is particularly compelling. Rumors suggest the Z90 could offer full subject detection for people, animals, and birds, with tracking performance rivaling Nikon's flagship Z8 and Z9 bodies. Burst rates are expected in the 15 to 20 frames per second range, effectively creating a mirrorless D500 that doesn't feel like a compromise alongside Nikon's full-frame offerings. Comparing the rumored Z90 to Nikon's current lineup highlights just how glaring a gap it could fill. On the full-frame side, Nikon is in a robust position. The Z9 sits at the top, followed by the slightly smaller Z8 as a professional workhorse, the Z7 II as a high-resolution option, and the Z6 III as a versatile hybrid model. In contrast, the DX segment is much lighter, more casual, and largely aimed at entry-level or mid-tier users. The Z30 is primarily a content creation tool, the Z50 serves as an all-around starter body, and the ZFC offers a stylish alternative for enthusiasts. While capable, none of these cameras approaches the professional, abuse-ready standard that the D500 once embodied. A 33-megapixel, X-Speed 7 power DX camera with IBIS and Z9 level autofocus would instantly become the dominant DX offering, providing wildlife and action photographers with higher resolution, lighter gear, and a camera purpose-built for reach and speed. For shooters who already use a Z8 in DX mode with telephoto lenses such as the 180 to 600 mm, the Z90 would deliver more pixels on target while reducing weight on the strap. When compared to high-resolution FX bodies like the Z7 II or potential future Z7 successors, the Z90 wouldn't aim to compete on sheer megapixels. Instead, it would emphasize portability, reach, and possibly price, assuming Nikon can manage production costs effectively. And therein lies the tension between rumor and reality. Designing a rugged, high-speed DX body powered by the X-Speed 7 processor, paired with a new sensor and relatively low production volume, isn't inexpensive. Some photographers speculate they would pay around $2,400 for a true Pro DX body, while others expect pricing closer to the original D500's range. If the Nikon Z90 ends up being essentially a Z8 shrunk to DX proportions, the price could push many shooters towards sticking with full-frame cameras rather than investing in a mid-range DX flagship. So, what evidence exists that the Nikon Z90 might actually materialize? The strongest hint comes from Nikon's registration of a new camera code, N2410, in China. The listing notes 5.1 GHz wireless connectivity, which typically indicates a product above entry-level classification. That single registration line triggered renewed speculation and gave life to claims that the Z90 is real. Naturally, some forum users have speculated that the registration might refer to other upcoming models, including potential Z72 or Z82 variants, or even retro-inspired bodies. The reality is that outside Nikon's internal teams, nobody truly knows. Examining Nikon's recent development patterns shows a clear preference. The company invests most heavily in R&D and aggressive feature sets for full-frame cameras. The Z9, Z8, and Z6/Z63 have been where Nikon pushes autofocus, processing, and video technology hardest. DX has received attention, but largely as an entry point for new photographers or as a content creator platform rather than a space for professional flagship development. This doesn't make a Pro DX body impossible, but it does suggest internal competition with full-frame upgrades, meaning the Z90 would need a strong justification to be prioritized. The Nikon Z90 rumor itself is far from new. Discussions of a 33-megapixel DX body, sometimes referred to as the Z80 or Z90, have circulated for over a year, with initial predictions pointing to a 2024 launch. Those windows have passed, leaving the rumor hovering between possibility and wishful thinking. Today, the Z90 feels less like a hidden camera waiting in the wings and more like a tangible idea that Nikon could build if it chose to. Even if Nikon never labels a camera as Z90, the persistent discussion highlights a significant demand. Many users want DX bodies that are taken seriously. They value DX for its reach, lighter kits, and smaller size, but they do not want these benefits to automatically signal entry-level status. The most vocal supporters of the Nikon Z90 are often wildlife photographers, hikers, and mature shooters who want performance without lugging a heavy camera. Their wish list is straightforward: a DX camera with the same level of respect, robustness, and technological sophistication as Nikon's full-frame models. This includes weather sealing, IBIS, deep buffer memory, intelligent autofocus akin to the Z8/Z9, and a high-quality viewfinder that doesn't falter under pressure. They also want Nikon to back this body with a suitable lens lineup. While current DX lenses cover most basics, there is no true professional-level DX glass. A Z90 without a few dedicated, high-end DX lenses would feel incomplete, leaving photographers with a capable camera but limited potential. Part of the Z90 allure stems from D500 nostalgia. For many, the D500 was the best camera they ever owned: fast, rugged, predictable, and relevant for years. The imagined Z90 is essentially a request for that same feeling in a mirrorless body, modern, capable, and treated as a serious professional tool rather than a compromise. That said, the Z90 currently exists primarily in forums, YouTube videos, and speculative articles. It's more a reflection of what shooters want than a guarantee from Nikon. The gap it could fill in the DX lineup is obvious, and the rumored specs are credible enough to fuel excitement. The demand for such a camera, particularly among those who rely on reach and speed, is very real. In conclusion, the Nikon Z90 represents both possibility and aspiration. Its rumored features, a 33-megapixel sensor, X-Speed 7 processor, IBIS, and Z9 class autofocus, paint a picture of a professional DX body capable of filling the void left by the D500. Enthusiasts, particularly wildlife shooters and longtime DX users, are understandably excited, imagining a tool that blends reach, portability, and modern technology in a single package. While Nikon has yet to confirm the Z90, the ongoing conversation highlights the desire for serious DX cameras that are treated with the same respect as full-frame models. Until then, photographers are left balancing reality with speculation, making the most of the equipment they have while dreaming of what might come next. The Nikon Z90 may or may not arrive, but its presence in discussions underscores one undeniable truth: DX shooters want their moment in the professional spotlight,